Lesson 2-5, Subtracting Integers. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to rewrite subtraction as addition and then be able to solve those addition problems. Here's the key to subtracting integers. The phrase same, add, opposite. I always like to teach students this phrase because what you're going to do if we had a subtraction sentence was change it from subtraction and rewrite it as addition. Because since subtraction and addition are opposites, you can rewrite any subtraction problem as addition and then add those integers. So let me show you how we apply this phrase same, add, opposite. Let's say that we have the subtraction equation 3 minus negative 4. Here's what you're going to do. We're first going to do the word same. That means we're going to start here at the beginning of our equation, and we're going to take this 3 and we're going to keep it the same. So I'm just going to write down a 3. And then we're going to do the word add. That means right here, instead of subtraction, we're going to change it to adding. And then we're going to do this word opposite. I'm going to look at this negative 4 and I'm going to write down its opposites. So the opposite of negative 4 is 4. These two equations, 3 minus negative 4 and 3 plus 4, are equivalent. They're exactly the same thing. But thinking about 3 minus negative 4 is sometimes quite a bit more confusing than thinking about 3 plus 4. So, whenever you see subtraction, you're always going to rewrite it as addition, and you're always going to rewrite it using this phrase, same, add, opposite. So let's do a few problems. Here we have 8 minus 13. Remember that phrase, same, add, opposite. So that means we're going to take this 8 and we're going to keep it exactly the same. Then we're going to do the add. We're going to change the subtraction sign from subtraction to addition. And then I'm going to take this 13 and I'm going to change it to its opposite, which is negative 13. Now we just need to figure out the answer to what's 8 plus negative 3. Now I covered quite extensively in lesson 2-4 all about how to add integers, so if you want a little review on how to add integers, I'd suggest going back and watching lesson 2-4. The quickest way for me to figure this out is I find the absolute value of each of these numbers, 8 and 13. Whichever one's bigger tells me if my answer is going to be positive or negative, and since the absolute value of negative 13 is 13 and that's bigger than 8, I know that my answer is going to be negative. Then all I have to do is find the difference between 8 and 13, which is 5. So the answer to 8 plus negative 13 is negative 5, just like the answer to 8 minus 13 is negative 5. Because remember, this right here and this right here are equivalent to each other. Let's try another one. Here we have negative 10 minus 7. So again, we're going to apply this same add opposite. So that means negative 10 is going to stay the same. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition. And I'm going to change this 7 to its opposite, which is negative 7. Here, since I'm adding two integers that are the same, they're both negative, I know that my answer is going to be negative, just like if they were both positive. And then I just have to add together 10 and 7, which makes negative 17. Again, if you need a review on how to add integers, either with the same but being both negative, or if they're opposites, like this example over here, I'd really suggest going back and watching lesson 2-4. Here's a couple more for us to do. Here we have 1 minus negative 2. Remember our saying, same, add, opposite. That means we're going to keep this first number the same, we're going to change our subtraction to addition, and we're going to change negative 2 to its opposite, which is positive 2. So now this right here, 1 minus negative 2, is equivalent to, or is equal to, or is the same as 1 plus 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Let's try another example. Here we have negative 10 minus negative 7. Again, we're going to apply same add opposite. So negative 10 is going to stay the same. Subtraction is going to become addition, and the opposite of negative 7 is positive 7. So then I'm going to look at these two numbers and figure out which one has the bigger absolute value. Negative 10 has the bigger absolute value, so that means the answer is going to be negative. And the difference between 10 and 7 is 3, so the answer is going to be negative 3. One last example for us to look at. Here it says, evaluate x minus y if x equals negative 6 and y equals negative 5. That means anywhere we see x, we can substitute in negative 6, and anywhere you see y, you can substitute in negative 5. So the very first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this. So it's going to be negative 6 minus negative 5. It's usually a good idea if you have a minus sign followed by a negative number to put it inside parentheses so you don't get lost. And now I'm going to change it to addition by doing same, add, opposite. So that means negative 6 is going to stay the same. I'm going to change my subtraction to addition, and the opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. You're going to look at these two and figure out which one has the bigger absolute value. Well, 6 has the bigger absolute value, so that means I'm going to have a negative answer. And the difference between 6 and 5 is 1, so the answer is going to be negative 1. So the big key thing to being able to subtract integers is to be able to rewrite them as addition first, using the phrase same, add, opposite. Once you've rewritten it as subtraction, you can then go back and add those two integers together. And again, if you want some more review on how to add integers together, go back and watch lesson 2-4.